Hello traders and investors and speculators. Today we are going to be trading live and talking about as well. First things first, developed the system which is helping us to trade. The main focus is on avoiding losses. Application itself is doing two things. First, it's helping to detect some anomalies for our trading strategies, and the second is helping us to control risk. I'll explain what those digits mean. So here is the delta price, 1 minute, 5 minutes, and so on, and this is our volatility during that period of time, and this is calculated in real time. That's done because if you want to select some volatile assets, the only tools you have here is just you can see the 24-hour delta, and it's not convenient. Moreover, our application is able to send us real live events. So for example, here we've got price alerts, but if I select all and type, and you see here, so the main thing here is that mobile application is sending the price alerts on in real time. See it there, right? So the theme of the talk while I'm trading is about why you shouldn't rely on your own brain while trading crypto, because several factors. So what we've got here is a bit of anomaly here, so let's try to trade this bit and then we see how it goes. I'm going to show you is the settings for this particular coin is, let's say, like leverage. It's going to change leverage here, and all other numbers are going to be understood later. Let's start with some 15 bucks off. While I'm using isolated margin, and I'll show you a few settings. In the liquidation is close, and it's changing the robot is changing the leverage straight away. Here our position appeared. For now the leverage here is x5, but it's going to be changed because it's changed on the platform, you see here. So it's synchronized, the system is synchronizing with the positions there. What happens here now is our watchdog robot is placing everything for us in order to save our time. So here it take profit straight away automatically. I didn't touch it. It's in settings, right? So what I'm going to talk about is what happens here. To me, crypto is a bit more random than other stocks. Well, everything is sort of random, but the level of randomness is different, and the speed with which the price moves is also different. And I only assume the price is going to go in a particular direction, but I never know. And the way I've designed this system here is that it's going to do its job itself. If price goes not in favor of the position, then the robot is going to hedge it. For now, it's auto hedge. There is a advanced strategy auto close chase when it's chasing the profit, but that's for later. So what happens now is here we've got our leverage is set, and here the main things are hedge limit is the percentage of the so-called stop loss. So if price goes not in our favor in the 7%, then it's going to hedge it, and it's going to hedge it 100%. So here you can define, like, you could hedge in 2%, you could hedge like 50%, for example. So if price grows here another 7%, the hedge is going to happen here 100%, 7, or 7 is far away, it's something like that. So if price goes there, then it's another. So what trading is, our trading, we're hoping to make money. And why it's hard? Because human brains are not designed for training, unfortunately, and people have to have a special education before they do that. And unfortunately, there is no special courses for changing the brain patterns in order to understand the trading reality. So the main thing is that what is the function of trading, right? So you know your entry, you know your exit, you know your stop in ideal world, and you've got your hope. And there is another variable, which is time, and you don't really control it, right? So what I mean by that is, I don't know when price hits this level here. Moreover, I don't know if it's even not going up and make losses for me. I just assume that if this particular asset grew that much, 19%, so there is a slight possibility it could just fall back another like few percent here and then make my profit. It could not. So I have to be prepared for everything. Now, continuing the talk, why I shouldn't rely on my brain. This is because this time variable I don't control, and if I am trading manually here, well, that means I have to steer at that chart at all times. I don't have a chance to look in any other direction, because if I don't, I take losses. And especially with crypto, it's important because on one hand, you never know when it goes down, and it could be like several hours or even days before it gets down. But sometimes it could go like 100% a minute. And that's also a lot of fun. And this is why now we've got this application which is serving the role of a watchdog, which is if something goes wrong, it's automatically hedging and it's automatically setting stop losses, take profits, and so on and so forth. So I don't have to think about that. And it got to me with the pain, it got to me with the blood, because it started as everybody starts, and I just placed positions and was expecting particular move. 50% of chances it didn't go in my way. Like, I would even say it didn't go my way like 99% of the chances. So you know what I mean? So, and I was thinking how to automate it, how to create the breaks, how to control those risks in the application, and that's we've created this system in order to control everything there. So the main point is your entry point, right? When to enter, nobody knows, right? So you have to have a system which is signaling you when to enter. And this is why the mobile application is constantly sending you alerts about like this asset moved that amount of percent and so on and so forth. So that's one thing, right? So in this case, I don't have to stay at all charts at all time long. All I have to do is rely on my application. The application just signaling me like this asset is jumping 100% or it's dropping. Let's have a look how it's dropping here. Minus 9%. Let's have a look. When drop is severe and when we have this painted stuff, then application is sending us the alert push notification in the mobile application. So when this thing is getting painted, then we are getting the alert. So now I don't have to worry about the waiting for anomalies. I don't spend my attention and I just wait until application is just signaling me, and then I quickly open the and take a decision myself whether I trade or not. So that's one thing. So entry point, that's a relief. And the second one is then the position itself. When you open it, the situation in the market is particular state. But then time goes, correlations do change, the price of this particular asset does change, volume changes, and so on and so forth. And again, you have to pay attention to all that. And for that, you have to stick to your monitor at all times. And you don't want to do that, right? So this is why the application is watching the position for you. There are two ways. One way, you can start live session where application on your mobile phone is connecting to our server and just telling by bit what to do. Another way for advanced users, when you just create the remote server with our image, it does what mobile application does, but just like 24/7, because mobile application does work only when it's opened. Once it's closed, it can't work in the background. That's Apple policy, that's Android policy, nothing we can do about that. But for the testing purposes, mobile application is fine if you are a bit more serious trader, so you have to run your own server. And what happens with that, with an attention? Attention is the process in your brain, and it's not free, right? So you have to pay with the energy for your attention. Neurotransmitters are getting depleted, cause is getting burned, and so on, right? And when your attention is depleted, then you would take wrong decisions which lead to losses, right? So again, even if you've got enough time and you don't have life and you are traded to the core, or you are just gambler, I'd say, and you can't drag your attention away from the chart, in a couple of hours you just get exhausted. And when you are exhausted, your frontal cortex is leaving the room, and then amygdala and all other like lower parts of the brain are taking charge. And then you got a fear, and once you got a fear, then you start pressing buttons because you're afraid, right? So, and you do the wrong decisions. So that's why we have to keep our attention really intact, and we have to pay it, so to speak, only when we have to, right? And this is why our application is just a watchdog for you, right? So it's signaling you when you've got risks, when you've got your positions are getting out of order, then only then you have to pay it. Otherwise, what for? Like, and sometimes price itself, like it's going really long with like particular not much volatility. So for example, here what we've got is, and then bang, and you've got, and that was quite fast, isn't it? Let's have a look. And within 25 minutes, you go not 10%, almost 10%, and then again nothing. Look, just nothing for another 6 hours. And what are you going to stay at that? Nah, of course not. Right. So that's why I need an application. So typical failures, you are missing the entry, right? So for example, you are getting in the trade, not here, but somewhere, I don't know, somewhere here or here, when it's too late, right? You want to short it here. You don't want to short it here, right? So yeah, if you wait for too long, even for the entry point, the decision quality degrades drastically, because like trading itself, it's a complicated business because you have to keep plenty of variables in head at the same time. Keeping those variables is like mathematics. It's a lot of work. If you are exhausted, like, you could miss something. Like, try to solve complicated mathematical puzzle when you're tired. Like, don't sleep a few days and then we have a look how that will go. Yeah, sometimes you just wake up and just even dream about the solution and wake up and think, oh wow, I got it solved. I don't really pay attention to like how candles do behave after that, because what I created here is just the breaks, right? So wherever it goes, right? We don't lose a loss. In the demo purposes, maybe what we've got 3.5. Like, let's have a look how it's going to hedge, right? So let's make it, instead of 7%, let's make it 2%, and it's gonna hedge it in 2%. If we go up, this is for demonstration purposes. I wouldn't probably make that tight hedging limit. It's already there now. So look, 198. Yeah, now we've got an alert. Let's have a look at the alert itself. So it was previously 17 minutes ago. It detected profit, but we could potentially close. 1.8, 1.4%, like not bad percentage in it. And now here is modified, removed. So now I set up a hedge, 100% hedge. So what does it mean for us now, right? So let's say it was stop loss here. Let's say, right? Then it would be loss of 2%. Our 15 bucks, it would be loss for our own capital. It would be loss for 4% because it's 2x. However, it opened the hedge now, and it gives maneuverability, so we can decide later whether we close it all or not. And the idea is we could cost average. So now if price goes up, nothing happens, we just keep our loss, but we could potentially add to the green side, and then the green side is going to win, and we partially close the red, cut our losses. If it goes down here, we potentially could add to the red, and the cost average the red one, and again it's gonna partially close the green one, and the red one is gonna be winning one, and so on and so forth. So for now we just place our chances. Now we it wasn't us, it was robot, right? So the robot itself does what we would do with our strategy ourselves manually, and robot did it, right? So another thing is sometimes you can't really react. You can't react because it's too fast. Crypto is really fast compared to now some like gold or silver or gas is just like it's not moving at all. You just wait for weeks until it moves like another 10%. And if the function of making money is simple, right? So we need as much money as possible in the shortest period of time. That's why people who go to work, they want more per hour, right? So it means like they want to spend less time of their lives in order to obtain more money. And the trading is the same. The only difference is, it's not even a difference, you are taking risks. And if you go to work, you are taking risks of missing opportunities. So you do something where you don't learn and you are missing opportunities of other jobs, perhaps higher paid. And the same is here. If you add more leverage, if you get into the riskier positions, potentially you can gain more money, but also you could lose more. And if our function is to make more money in a short period of time, so we need larger swings in price, higher volatility, higher, like more anomalies, and this is where we are making our profits, right? Also, if volatility is high, that means risk is high as well. And if volatility is high, that means price could go in our direction, and also it could go in the other direction. And we have to have mechanisms in order to prevent losses. Another thing is when it goes down, and I'll probably show it later when it goes down, right? So for example, if we have here a 15 but 30 and it goes up, Robert is creating protective stop loss. So what that means is if price gets back and is not reaching our targets and we're here, we close partially our position. We are leaving just to gain the same amount of contracts here because the main numbers are here, like that one and that one. And that means if we've got disparity there, then that means we're losing in one way or another. So for example, if we hedge here, let's say put another, let's put another 15 there. Right? You see, we got modification. Right? So what it, what the thing did here is it set up our stop loss take profit. Let me show you. Let me show you here. So what happens here now is so for the short, it's adding stop loss, right? So we potentially lose 89, and for the green one is setting up take profit, right? And what that means is we gain 112 and losing dot 89. So and here the price is the same. So if price gets here, both positions are closed, but the green one is going to compensate the red one with a bit of profit, and the settings are, I'll show you where the settings are. So the settings are here. So it is right 1.5. 1.5, that means for 1 unit of loss, you are getting 1.5 unit of profit. And again, I don't calculate it. This is what is done by the application, by the robot. I would probably break my brain calculating it, you know what I mean? Like I have to open calculator now and then, like this and that, and like I prefer if robot is doing it, right? So all I'm doing is just high level decisions, and there is a junior who is simply doing dirty work, right? So that's done. Yeah, and apart from that, again, look, I can talk the talk. Nothing to do really, right? And this is what I mean by the attention. Yeah, if I didn't have a robot myself, that means like I have to stay here and make sure like the price is in the range and so on and so forth. Now, what happens if price goes down, right? So it's going to add another 15 to the red one and make them even. So uh, I would have a chance to have another decision because once you close your position, that's it. The game's over, right? And you move on and so on. But you've lost your capital, right? But if you didn't close it, that means like you can play with it. You can partially close. You can reduce the margin and so on and so forth. So hedging works in both ways. I've got hope we are going to have it here. I wouldn't want it, by the way. I would want it go straight up, close all, and that's it for today. But don't think it's going to happen, right? And another function of that is to keep margin at your disposal. Because if I, let's say, I've got here available balance, I don't know, 200 left, and if I put short here full 200, right? So and price goes against me, what would I do? And I did that, and I've lost money. So that's why I don't do that anymore, and that's why people have to trade on little amounts in order to get the feeling how it's all going and what's happening and so on. The problem here is if you use this Mickey Mouse money, you don't feel the loss and you don't feel the euphoria of gaining, right? Because when this is Mickey Mouse money, then it just against the psychology. You have to really feel the loss, really feel it, the pain, because like our brains are learning only when we do errors. So what else have we got here? When to close. Yeah, another problem like when to close, and especially if your attention is depleted, you start like, for example, you've got profit and you wanna and you exit your position too early, then uh, then what, you lose, right? Where you could wait and get more, right? And again, this is when you are taking a decision based on emotions, and emotions are much more pronounced when we are tired. When people are tired, then they they are not becoming kinder, right? They are not becoming smilier, if I can say it like that, right? And people, when they're tired, they are angry and they're irritated, and of course, and that's emotions, and that's why people are taking bad decisions. Like they sometimes argue with others when they shouldn't, and that's bad decision. That's accepting risks. Well, what else have we got here? Yeah, so I'm not trying to predict what's going to be here, right? So let's say, where does it go? The brush. Let's have it. Well, so people are drawing those like shoulders, heads. I know. Well, oh, I have to click it here. Yeah, but I don't know. Nobody did statistical analysis when heads and shoulders are working in a way they are not. Human beings are designed to find patterns in order to avoid predators. So that's why we're looking for patterns, but like, are they real? Are they connected to reality? We never know. Sometimes we know when we run statistical analysis against it, but on rare occasions. So what happens here, right? Nothing, nothing. Leave it as is. Yeah. So that's why I prefer to leave it alone and work itself out, and Robert would take care. So what I was going to show here is so basically yeah, where the links to application? Oh, maybe on the sub, no? Right. I have to change that because we've got advanced features now. Three bucks is for mobile only, and for $5 is when you create your own server, and we've got an assistance with that. Yeah. Also, we don't suggest anything how to trade. All we provide is just a software, and you are using your software. We never touch your keys. Your keys remain on your application. Yeah. So we've got mobile app for both platforms, Apple and Android. Right, it looks like that. And here is the instruction how to install it and run it. And okay, nothing interesting is here. Yeah, so when you install it, you put your keys there, and you can start mobile trading session or run the server. Yeah, what else for him? Like, we're planning to connect Macs as well, but the problem with Macs is they do not allow placing positions. Those endpoints are not working, so we can't really do much about it. We are just like keeping positions monitored, and you have to set up your stop losses and hedge your positions manually. So I keep their big positions like Bitcoin or what else? ETH, because they're sort of moving really slow compared to others. But if on those ones, meme coins, nah, it's not going to work. You just wake up one day and your balance gone. And also we are going to connect capital.com as well. Right. So what we've got is Capital has plenty of assets, and they've got stocks, ETFs, metals, and everything. You see here. It's gonna be available in the application itself. If demand will grow, we see how Bybit plays. If Bybit runs all right, then then we add others. Yeah, for now, most of the money we're making on Bybit, so this is our main focus, and they do have perpetuals. This is what we're using, so that's the thing. Yeah, another thing is to say we eat our own dog's food. What means is like I am trading, I'm working with it. This is my income. So I'm really interested to make this application as good as possible for my own purposes, and I'm glad to hear feedback. I'm glad to hear feedback about the application itself and maybe some improvements and so on and so forth. So feedback's welcome. More information you'll find in the description about me and company and things we're doing and so on. Right. Yeah, I think I'll leave it for now. We will get back to it next time. I've got what I was going to talk about next time. Let me check. So attention, we covered. Right, attention, we covered. Then, hang on. That's attention. Yeah, interesting. It's going to be to show trading as a famous backpack function when we add several variables in the function and then mathematically try to calculate it. In computing, there are particular algorithms like support vector machines and so on, but the financial world is way too complicated even for that, and we have to rely on our brain. Anyway, we could outsource part of calculations, and I'm thinking to talk about that next time. But we see how it goes. We see how it goes. Right. Yeah, boring job, innit? Oh look, that's interesting, isn't it? Who could foresee that? Right, so you get down, 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 and then bang, I got almost profit. Let's test again. Now, Robert, let's close like while it's green. Let's close it, and it's supposed to. Yeah, it's opening another. That's super cool, isn't it? So that's the watchdog. Like it looking, and it's going to recalculate, take profit, stop loss as soon as price is getting above the green one. And here also the position itself is leveled up, you see. So long is almost equal to short, right? So that's why stop loss take profit is removed, because like it will never compensate it. So let's say we put another 15 there. What was it? Right. That's a position. Right. And what happens now? Are those notifications like what is it saying here? Okay, so you see it's set up take profit sidebar. Those notifications are going to appear in your applications as well, in your application, mobile application as well. So you can turn it off here and rely on your non-mobile or vice versa. Like what is it saying here? Removed. Yeah, when it gets down, it's removing the existing stop loss take profit, because if in a way it goes down there and then starts getting down, then it has to manage stop loss take profit there, right? And in order not to get messy, skipping stop losses only on the one side. As I say, look, yeah, and yeah, another thing is with Bybit robots, I can't control them. I can't control settings. You can't really apply settings for one coin and expect it to work to another, and you don't know what's going on. So here, why I'm using this application is because I know exactly what's going on, and if it's not working as I expected, just go and code and fix it. And if you'd like to run your own strategies we're also welcome to add them for you, no problem. So that's another thing we're planning to apply, but that's later. For now, this generic strategy like auto hedging is working well. So that's it. I hate talking to myself, to be honest. I'd like to have uh, somebody who's going to listen to it, ask questions, and then we have a laugh, not just like sitting and talking to myself. Anyway, so you get the idea anyway. Why you have to have automatic trader on your behalf instead of just sitting and wasting all your life for this nonsense, right? So I hope that helps. Anyway, see you later and happy trading.